Hi, this is Tabletop Templar, and today I want to show you a new game that I bought. This is my first of the strategy and tactics games that came out. I think they still make these kinds of games, but these are magazine style games, and the strategy and tactics magazine. Um, they produce games that you would, just like a magazine, you would get them every month, and they included a board game that you could play, and including pieces. So I've always kind of wanted to buy these. I see them on eBay a lot, and I see them on Board Game Geek, and I always kind of wondered which one should I get. And the Hundred Years War. I don't really have any medieval games, any games set in the Middle Ages, and so I kind of like the look of the counters, and it seemed like from what I read, it covers quite a bit of time for this game, and so I figured, what the heck? Let me try it out. Let me see if I can, you know, take a look at it and buy a copy. So it looked like this is actually an unpunched copy as well. The magazine I think is used, but the counters are unpunched. So I just got this. I'm gonna open it up so that way you can see it. And so yeah, this is strategy and tactics. I don't know if you could see it. It's number 117, and yeah, and just like a magazine has other stuff, articles, I guess. The Battle Little Bighorn campaign, Valmy. Oh, that's a Napoleonic battle. U.S. military in the 21st century, and FYI. Oh, okay. This game came out in this was came out in 1995, so it is a few years old. But let's crack into it and see what we get. Appreciate that they included a. There's the map. There's the book, and set this aside. There's the map. Nice that they included kind of a protection, a little bit of back. There's the map. I'll open this up in a second. Let's look at the book first. Well, first of all, I really like the artwork. This cover. I think that's what also caught my eye. I guess I do kind of judge the book by its cover, but open it up, pull this. The counters, I don't want to punch these yet. And yeah, here's the counters. We've got the French here in blue. Um, and there's cav, looks like crossbows. Let me bring it a little bit closer, you can see. Infantry, I don't know if those are peasants or militia or spearmen. Some artillery, some navies, and control markers. And then you've got the English. There's Edward III, Black Prince, Henry V. This is supposed to, from what I read, cover the entire Hundred Years' War. So pretty cover, a lot of the leaders that they weren't all alive at the same time. It was lasted 100 years, give or take. The English have cav. They've got the longbowmen, the famous English longbowmen. It looks like they've got some crossbows. Some kind of the infantry as well. Artillery, I think they have the same amount of artillery. Navy, they've got, let's see, 5 navies to the French 5. Okay. And then there's a year marker. And then these whites, the independents. So there's like these generic marshals, and they've got their own cav. infantry, crossbows, and then these guys, more infantry, more cav. They've got artillery. Do they have artillery and navies? I don't know why they're all split up like this, but I don't. That's interesting. But yeah, and more French control markers. Um, Not sure why there. Why is there English control markers? Not sure why that is. Why there's so many French ones. I assume that these are control markers. I don't know. Pillage. I guess there's a lot of pillaging in this game. Interesting. Pretty. This is a pretty big counter sheet. Quite a few counters. Uh, I like it. Well, let me flip it around and see if there's anything. Oh, it's double sided. They're all double sided. The leaders aren't, but everything else is double sided. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's a different looking ship. Because yeah, that's is that yeah, I guess it's supposed to represent a stronger ship. Oh, here's the English control. Ah, okay, makes sense. The double sided. Well, that's cool. Yeah, it's just like that. Just like the War and Peace game. Everything's double sided. I like that. It does make it easier. So very cool. I like the even the artwork is different. I Cause look at the pose of the bowman. No, actually no. I'm sorry. I think it's the same pose. I don't think the Yeah, I think they're the same poses. I guess only the ships are different. I was thinking that they had a different pose, but I guess not. But very cool. I'll zoom that out a little bit so everyone can see quite lot of units. All right, I'm pretty impressed so far for 1995. Pretty good counter sheet for a game that comes in a magazine. So I'll put this here. And magazine itself is the back of it. I guess this is other games that they do. Um, yeah, the Hundred Years' War it's by Joseph Miranda. That's the designer of the game. And it's showing the Battle of Agincourt. And then here's the other stuff from this magazine. So it's the rules. Okay. So I think it's in the middle. There we go. 100 Years War. Designer Joseph Miranda. Playtesters. Counter design. Map design. Okay, so it's a two-player game with one player represent. Oh, okay, that seems to be pretty obvious. One is English, one is French. It uses a game similar to the 30 Years' War. That was the other game that I was interested in. I was interested in the 30 Years' War. I think the counters even looked similar. That one was a little more expensive. I opted for this one. If I like this one, maybe I'll pick up that one. But yeah, let me know if anyone has any experience playing these strategy and tactics games. And yeah, red, blue, pretty capital cities. Interesting. I'll Yeah, okay, here we go. Here's the units. So, they call them chivalry. Okay. So the knights, presume that's what they're Militia, okay. Light cavalry, okay. Longbow pikemen. That's what those guys are. Let me. Oh. All right. Hopefully you can see this a little bit better. Great leader, marshal, control marker, crossbow, and then battle marker, fleets, and bombard. Okay. Yeah, pretty good mix of unit types. I feel like that's pretty much everything. There's heavy cav, light infantry, kind of heavy infantry, and then different kinds of bowmen, crossbow versus longbow, and navy, and then artillery. That's a good mix. I like that. Yeah, that's cool. And this is all the rules. I don't know if I can go in through all the rules, but yeah, quite a bit of stuff. There's, I guess, I've shown the independence. Yeah, I'm curious what the. Here we go. While the counters represent the military forces of minor countries, the white counters, and principalities, as well as various freebooters, mercenaries, and rebels, independent units are not stacked with major powers or neutral. Okay. So I guess they can join them. I'm sure that the rules will explain that. But yeah, seems really interesting. Well, let me open up the map here and I'll show everyone the map. So here's the years and here's all the leaders. These are the English leaders. Here's some of the charts. Mountain swamps, treasury points. So there's recruitment costs, maintenance costs. I haven't played a game that requires. Well, no, that's not true. There's some games I have that have maintenance and disband cost. Interesting. So some math required. Keeping track of money, treasury, partial occupation, mutiny table. We can defect. Ooh. Let me put this out. All right. And there's more charts. Probably should have flipped that. Put it back in half. That way I can show the charts here. Sequence of play. Here we go. Income collection, diplomacy, major power, events, troop payment. Then they do all that. Administration, pillage. All right. Seems like a pretty straightforward. Parliament table. So you have opposition, double taxes, triple taxes. Ooh. Don't like the sound of that. Don't like the sound of taxes. Um, Feudal array table. Interesting. Feudal array. National Crusade. Interesting. Yeah, it seems like a really historical minded game. Diplomatic points. And diplomatic conflict table. So quite a few things here. And then the combat resolution table. So combat procedure, determine tactical superiority. Not sure what that is. Conduct combat rounds, land battle or siege, bombard round. So the bombard gets to shoot. Charge round. So I think that's the cav. And then engagement. Huh. Interesting. So different units get to shoot in different times, in different ways. Yeah, navies. Oh yeah, there's the charge for the cav. So chivalry can charge, I guess, presumably better than the light. Engage, pursuit. Yeah, engagement. So that's like that's like hand-to-hand infantry combat, I assume. So bombard, that's your shooting phase. And then your cav can charge, and then your infantry engage. So looks like the longbow can fight hand to hand. The pikemen can go to 4 to 6, and then the militia, I guess, are pretty bad. Then pursuit. So interesting. Yeah, that's kind of different. Kind of like that. There's another game that I have that we'll be doing a spotlight on that I haven't done yet. It's on the English Civil War, that has different types of units, and that this reminds me of it. I almost have to wonder if it's by the same designer. Probably not, but here we go. Yeah, there's my War and Peace board. It's gonna be on that if you forgive that. Um, yeah, so you got the Scottish Highlands up here, Scottish Lowlands, and you've got Ireland, Ulster, Munster, everything, Dublin right here, and if this goes flat, yeah, England. Then you've got the neutrals, okay, Holland, Flanders, Luxembourg, Lorraine, Switzerland, probably a little bit of Switzerland, Savoy. Then you've got Aragon, Navarre, so some of the Spanish. So that's what those neutrals are. The independents, I should say, are really representing these other nations that there was a lot of mercenaries that fought in this war, 100 Years' War, and the War of the Roses as well. That was another heavy mercenary war. So yeah, looks like it's an area map, not hex. I'm used to hexes, but I can adapt. I'm not married to it. I can play other games, hexes. I I don't have point to point map. All right, point to point game. I think that's the one system I don't have yet. But I have area, and I have most of them are hexes. I kind of prefer hexes, but again, I can live with other systems. I am curious how this will go. I have a plexiglass for my other paper map games, so this looks like I might one plexiglass can cover it. I believe should do the trick. And yeah, very interesting. Definitely a two-player game. Probably could do one player. Can't do any more than that. I'm really interested in this game and trying it out. Can't guarantee I can do a playthrough, but I can always see what happens. It really depends on what I'm feeling, if I'm feeling up for it. But yeah, the rules, I have to read up on those rules, but I wanted to kind of show you this, and I was really kind of excited about trying out one of these strategy and tactics games. But let me know in the comments, does anyone have any experience with these kind of games? Do you like them? Or are they any good? Were they just something that, they just kind of threw out into the magazine, allowed anyone to just publish it? I mean, the production value is decent. I don't know, for 95, the map, I mean, the map could be better, but I understand that they probably tried to keep the cost down and printed this on a kind of a massive scale. I do like the counter sheet though. If I can, where did I put it? Oh, it's underneath. I actually really like the counters. I think the artwork looks pretty decent. I don't know. It's not like some black silhouette. Like you can see the color individually on the unit. I mean, mind you, it's not a lot of color, and there's not a ton of variation, but I don't know. I don't like NATO um, markers. I just can't stand those. I prefer the look and seeing actual soldiers of a period, and I can see visually what it is. I mean, I know the NATO markers. I know the NATO symbols. I just don't. I like that style. It just looks too bland. I like this style. I like seeing a picture, ideally colored, and this is it. So, and it has a wide range of different units. So I'm really interested in how the combat works. So yeah, let me know in the comments. Is this have you anyone played this? Is this a good game? Is there any rules that were I need to adjust? Any errata? I haven't really seen anything, but I imagine not a ton of people have played this. So I'll leave it for there, and hopefully you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time.